My Gavanen Melunin, and well met indeed. I am Arche Galadurthan, the head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as the Adûnâim. Now, a few things of course to talk about first of all, before I dive into this. Remember, version 2 has now been released. If you now download and play version 2, you will be your game will be more up to date than the one you're currently watching. There you go. You get one over on myself. Version 2 can be accessed on ModDB, Total War Center. Well, it's hosted on ModDB, but you can get the links from Total War Center. Total War Center's links are in the description of this video anyway. But I'm sure most of you will have already seen the announcement video I did that had the installation instructions. Let me just again reiterate that the videos have been taken out of the mod. So if you've loaded the game up, you've chosen the faction you want to play as, and then it gives you a little introduction video of that faction, those intro videos will now be of Medieval 2 nations, because we took them out and we put them in a submod. The version 2, I'm recording this on Sunday morning, the 4th of March, the day version 2 went live. It's only been live now for 9 hours, and already we've been told by about 20 people that, hey, my videos aren't Lord of the Rings anymore. It's like, yes, I bloody know they're not. Stop telling me. And unfortunately that is really my own fault. I only have myself to blame. I didn't make it obvious enough that there are no longer videos in the mod. There are videos, of course, but they're now Medieval 2 videos. You can either turn videos off altogether, and I show you how to do that in the Submod video, which will be one of the thumbnails at the end of this video, one of the video cards. Or, indeed, you can just download the submod that adds videos back in and copy them over. But, fair warning, it's 3 gigabytes in size. That is why we didn't include it. We very much feel that people probably don't watch the videos after they've watched them for the first time, and they are just a waste of space in the installer. And so by removing it, we managed to make the installer only 2 files rather than 3, which is far preferred. So, version 2 is released. Have fun with it all and enjoy. Now, in regards to my own channel, my decision regarding the Empire of Praesidius, those videos, is that whilst I am moving house, which will cover the next sort of month, I'm going to put them on complete hiatus. I will continue them once I've settled into my new house and I've worked out when I can get my recording schedule done and all that kind of stuff, and then they will continue. But for the meantime, I am going to drop down to just 3 videos a week. At the moment, that will be 2 Adûnâim videos and 1 faction overview. And then, and in time, hopefully next weekend, I will start recording the Lothlorien video. So then it will be 1 Adûnâim video and 1 Lothlorien video. And then 1 faction overview. So it'll still just be the 3. And then once I get, as I say, once I've then moved in, I'll look to restarting or kicking up the Empire videos again. Because I do want some diversity on the channel. And I do enjoy the Warhammer videos an awful lot more than I do, say, the Shogun ones or other things I've done on the channel. I appreciate, though, that at the moment the Adûnâim campaign is very popular, and 2 videos a week of it are probably being clamoured for, so I might see if I can squeeze 4 videos and do 2 Adûnâim and a Lothlorien, and then bring Empire in on top later when I've moved into my home. Okay, and then the only other thing to say is that I have actually already recorded this episode once, but foolishly I did it before version 2 was released, so it didn't make any mention of version 2 at all, and I thought that was a bit foolish, so I've reloaded up, and here we go again. So last time, just to pre-ruin it for you to see how the AI does this time, the last time I played this episode, I absolutely obliterated Bree's armies here. All 3 of them attacked me and I wiped them all out without any real loss. And Dunland didn't attack, they buggered off. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Oh, my headset's too loud and the music's blasting into my ears. So I think we're at an end turn. Apologies, I didn't actually end turn. Now, I'm tempted as well. I could move this army out into Royal Tharbad so that if it gets besieged, we can come back and more easily take it. And I think I am going to do that again. Yes. Also, because in 1 turn, they'll all be ready. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Ah, there we are. Sorry, apologies for the little jump there. That little cough turned into... it escalated quickly. I had a little fit on the other side of the microphone here. Right, let's end the turn, as they say. If you do have anything to report back on version 2, I would urge you not really to use YouTube, but to either use Total War Center or Discord. Of course, you can also comment on ModDB, but only really the Elite Dwarf monitors ModDB, and also ModDB is not very good, I don't think, for interacting with the community. Their comment system is a bit rubbish. So... Total War Center is one of the easiest, but of course Discord really is the best. In the DaC bugs hall, if you have an actual bug, and the DaC general thread if you're just commenting on version 2 aspects. Right, so same thing has happened again. Dunland have buggered off. Corwin Shire's now got a meeting hall. Right. I'm going to do what I did. Fortunately, we've seen that Ernie has moved over there.
As you command.
Alright, Ernie. Attack me, mate. Go on. Bring all of it. Bring it all. Unfortunately, I know that I can win that. It's almost like cheating, really, isn't it? Our bigger army is now ready. It'll be a while before we can get those extras, unfortunately. So we'll take everything but those 3. Move you all into there. Everything but you. Head to the fort.
Glory, honor, victory. My lord, our courage and honor.
The only reason I keep banging on about the financial scroll is because this is the first time I've seen it update in the way that it is at the moment. So by that what I mean is normally when I move troops into a fort and the upkeep is then taken into account, it will then knock off that upkeep from the projected. But this time it's not doing that. As you say, what it's doing is it's showing me at the very beginning of the turn, it's showing me how much more money I'm going to have from the last turn, as my understanding. So in this turn I have spent 2,493, but normally it doesn't actually do that. And it will update on a rolling basis. I certainly think. Often, if you put units into somewhere where they then get free upkeep, that's immediately reflected in the scroll. But it doesn't seem to be here. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Maybe this whole time I've been reading it wrong. But I don't think so. End the turn. I think Bree will attack us. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, Ernie, you came alone. Ernie has, quite unfortunately, a rubbish army. I know it might look like it's not that bad, but actually it is an awful lot of trash. The Adûnâim Rangers and the Adûnâim Wardens, of course, will give us a little run. It's got some good cavalry, but we've got some great cavalry killers, so cavalry's not going to help too much. Right.
Your plan of attack.
Let's do this. Apologies again if it jarred there for a moment. I was called away and had to load it back up. Let's do this. What are we fighting? Ernie on his own. Let's try and kill the bugger for his insolence. Right, there's a lovely little hill over here, which I know, unfortunately, because, of course, I have already recorded this episode once. Although this time, they have come to us in fog. Which is a bit annoying. Just form a line. Right, get all of you low in number people. Form that left-hand side of our front line. Oh, I forgot the Sarah line mercs. Here you are, you go on that left hand side. You guys who actually have numbers, along with the generals, form the right hand side. No, take out the generals. Just you two. Go like that. And then you two generals cover that right flank. Gimmelzor and Gimmelcard. You guys cover the left, because the cavalry will try and flank us, they always do. And let's put the marines behind there like that. No one's in defensive mode. Away we go. Oh, our archers are hiding. Oh, they've got skirmish mode this time, they didn't last time. Indeed, for those of you who are now playing on version 2, which I hope is a great many of you, of course the family of Gimmelcard no longer has Serpent Elixir, and he now has an ability just called Númenórean Warcry. There were plenty of names thrown about, and I did like some of them, like Númenórean Blood or like Ancestry, things like that. But at the end of the day, it is a battle ability, and I thought there's no mysticism going on here, so I thought it was best to just leave it as like a thorough, just fully war cry, and that's what it is. And it sounds like a shout, but it is quite powerful. And all 3 of them get to use it at least once, so you get plenty of choice and options with it. The only problem here, though, now, is that fighting these battles... obviously, I've already fought this battle once, as I've said. Apologies for labouring the point. But it does mean that now I feel like, you know, in racing games where it's just a time trial, and it often has like a ghost car driving alongside of you, which shows you your last best time. It feels very much like that. I feel like I'm now basically in a challenge with myself to get more kills and less deaths than I did last time. I can only hope that I succeed. But in the last time I played this battle as well, the AI were equally as slow to actually just turn around and face us. They take so bloody long. There's those nice Bree troops. I was at first I was very hesitant to take that Bree militia look and put it on the middle tier units, but now I realise that actually it is a more militaristic like design, and I was just very concerned because it's an iconic militia design of the Breelanders. But I realise now that it can be iconic of Bree and not have to be iconic of a certain unit, and I think it actually works really well. So kudos for Hummingbird for fighting to make that change. Ugh, they really don't like those Marines. They absolutely bring them down. They take ages to send their melee in, though. Sending all this trash at us. Where are the Adûnâim Rangers? Standing back over there. Baruthiel. Shoot those Rangers for me.
Rangers ready.
Should we follow the arrows? Get ready. We have to wait for the next volley, unfortunately. Find out where we go. I want a headshot, please. Oh, we're in the middle somewhere. Flying through the trees. We've made it through the tree, and he's missed. Terrible shame. Right, the enemy is coming. Oh, that black box you can see over there, that broken sprite, that is fixed in version 2 as well, by the way. You can see it's wigging out. That's not a problem in your games. I should note that the only bugs currently to date in version 2 are the following. Number 1, Bree do not actually make use of the Mason's Lodge. It has no benefits for them, I'm afraid. So if you're playing as Bree, the Mason's Lodge is required to build certain buildings, but won't make any of your buildings cheaper, so I can only apologise for that. And also, if you happen to fight in the settlements of TATW, Nochverachlor, Fennisdrönin or Gobadrine, in any of those locations, the battle map is actually Hobbiton. Now, it's not game-breaking, and it's, to be honest, it's not really a problem at all, but do just note that in those settlements, you will be fighting in Hobbiton. It has already been fixed in our Dropbox, and we might look to release like a version 2.1 patch. But if we do, it'll be in a few months from now. The only reason I would release a like day 1 hotfix is if there's a crash that just cannot be fixed. Because I really, really, really don't like releasing hotfixes, because then our job, people frequently then just another thing for people to download is another thing for them to get wrong, basically. No, Gimmelzor, you go for those bandits. Gimmelcard, you keep trying to shut these bloody merchants down. They're trying to flank. Look at them. They're probing. These ones have just given up. They're just going to charge our line. Have you guys finished throwing things? Yeah, those targets. Yours. Oh, excellent. They charged you. Morons. Gimmelcard is going to eat you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then cook up your remains the next day to have warmed up for breakfast as well. How are we doing over here? Oh, the Adûnâim Wardens have gone up against our bodyguard. Excellent. Archers, have you all finished your arrows? Yes. Let's get you involved. Oh, you guys haven't. You guys have. You go and get involved as well. Likewise. Just charge into the lines. There we are. Smashing that cavalry as expected. Ideally, I'd quite like one of you to go and shut down the ballistae, which they've left totally unmarked at the back. Of course, our archers should be able to deal with the ballista crew. Ah, the bodyguards are cut in over there. Okay. Keep the lines moving. Keep pressing them back.
Enemy force remains.
Do not stop the assault. Ah, the bodyguards are thinking better of it. Oh, they're chasing down our archers by the looks of it, and so's the cavalry over there. You're about to get some guests, I'm afraid, guys. Oh, the officer just took one to the face. He shrugged it off, though. On he goes. Dwarves are trying to catch us, but they're not getting anywhere. And there we go. Oh, the ballista crew have abandoned the ballista. I wonder if they ran out of... No, they surely haven't run out of bolts yet. They can't have done. What we need here, of course, is for Ernie to die, and then Bree's morale is very, very low. And if Ernie goes down, it's basically over. So, unfortunately, Ernie is quite a way away. I don't think we're going to catch up to him. Although that Hobbitry in arms isn't going to stand up to Zor and Card. Although we won't get a rout until we either absolutely obliterate them, but then there's only 2 merchant cav over there, and they're still fighting on. Oh, Ernie has come back there. They've obliterated that right flank. Well done. There's still quite a hefty unit of cavalry running around over there, though. Baruthiel, have you finished? Yeah. Come and run away and stay hidden so no one shoots or attacks you. Gimmelcat, reposition. There's some cavalry that needs dealing with. But try and stay clear of Ernie, because he's armor piercing and he might actually do some damage. Send in the chaff to deal with Ernie.
Our men have slain the enemy general.
Oh, what?
Without him, his troops will lose their will to fight.
But Ernie's here. Where did he get caught up then? Oh, well, it's all over now. Somehow Ernie has died, but his entire battalion is miles away from where he died. What? Oh, sorry, Ernie. You've been... I mean, I've restarted games for less than that. Mass routing ensuing. It's basically all over. It's just Ernie, really. Oh, and they're broken. Oh, excellent. Kill the leader, and they really do go for it, don't they? Just a case of making everyone rout now. Some units are still fighting on valiantly. How many have we lost? 35. And 95% of them have already gone down. I don't know who's still here then. I think some units... Ah, yeah, the Rangers. They aren't routing, they are retreating. Quite a difference. A lot of them are routing, don't get me wrong, but the Rangers are not. And so we're going to have to wait for them to actually clear the line before it ends. Solid victory on our path to Sackville.
Victory will be ours.
We need some money now that we've trained more troops at Tharbad to hold Dunland back. 453,000.
Let all who remember this day remember it as the day of our most glorious.
Oh, there was a 227 just below that, and I didn't read who they were. But none of the generals got the highest kills. That's good. Oh, another bug that we do know of is loading screen 111 is in the wrong proportions, unfortunately, and so if it appears, it has a black bar down the left-hand side. It won't crash your game, it doesn't do anything bad, it just looks a bit funky. However, as there are 150 loading screens, the chance of you finding loading screen 111 is very, very slim. And I must confess that in all of my campaigns, tests, and all my modding, I had never seen it before. That's the problem with having originally 250 loading screens. You won't see most of them. Kill them all. Ah, Captain Mungo wants to have a go. Captain Mungo, I'm afraid to say, you're not going to succeed here. If Ernie couldn't do it, and you're just an army of bloody hobbits, then... Hobbits with one lowly group of farmhand pikemen. The hobbits are mustering to defend their homeland as the Adûnâim close on Sackville. And as many of you pointed out last time, it has a very unfortunate name given what we're going to do to it. Start deployment. They attacked us, so naturally we'll pull back up to what looks to be exactly the same hill. Archers. I hope those of you playing as the Adûnâim are enjoying the sound clips of me saying Azra Zahir into the microphone over and over and over and over. Right, as I say, we are actually unfortunately fighting against an army here that is almost all ranged, which is a bit of a pain, has to be said. You guys are in defense, that's right. There's only 4 of you, I'm not too concerned. Gimmelzor is the real killer here, though. We want to try and use him as much as possible. Put the generals sort of in the middle. Speed it up. Let's wait till they come. And start shooting them. In the trees, a low rumble is heard in the forests of the Shire. In the distance, small feet appear. And as we gain closer and closer, popping up out of the grass, like daisies, the hobbits come. The last defense of their homeland that they can muster. Oh, they're upgraded. The Adûnâim have sided... the Breeland have sided with the Adûnâim in the choice script. So it would seem, because their Hobbit militia have upgraded, which is only possible if you side with the Adûnâim. So Bree have thrown their lot in with the Adûnâim to forge a quasi-Arnorian state in the heart of Eriador. It won't help them. No, 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 no.
Infantry!
Oh, you guys are very jolly, aren't you?
Infantry!
Although that gentleman looks particularly disgruntled. He's looking he's not really all that fussed. He just looks like a stalwart defender of his homeland. But then that guy looks positively outraged. Bloody hobbits. Saraline mercs. There's only a few of them left. Would you stay in a group of mercenaries if you were 100 and something strong, you were paid to fight, and now you're 12 men left? Would you still stay and fight? Would you seek to join pastures new somewhere else? Ah, there's the real men of this army. Looking beastly. Say what you like about the over-the-top shoulder pads. I love them, and I'm the modding leader, so they're staying in. I don't get to veto too many things, alright? Oh, I could veto everything if I wanted to and be a real dick about it, pardon my French, but I don't. And I only veto 1 or 2 things, and there are a couple of units that I absolutely love, and I am afraid they must stay. And the Adûnâim Armsmen are 1. They are my favourite Adûnâim unit, without a shadow of a doubt. I absolutely love them. And the merging, the coming together of like Eastern style with the helmet and the cape face coverings, but then with the kind of Númenórean vibe that they've got on their armour, and then the curved swords. Hammerfell would be envious of those swords. Oh, they've slowed down. Oh, it's because I've not got it on ×6. Oh dear, sometimes I can be an utter moron. Well, Baruthiel's already firing off. I know they're not called, their name is Baruthiel's Rangers, but as this is the only unit of them you get for some time, I think I shall nickname these Baruthiel for time to come, I'm afraid. Who are we shooting? Oh, excellent, yes. None of the units here are really a threat, although Bandobras archers actually do give you a run for their money. They are better than you think. Don't underestimate Bandobras. Bandobras archers! They climb the hill. Their little legs probably very weary by now. This unit throws stones, but I've often seen Bree using them in melee and not throwing stones, which is a complete waste of their talents. Although they appear to be throwing stones today. Oh, you'll be pleased to note that the axe thrower crash should now 100% finally be fixed in all versions of the game. I finally found the way to just fix it full stop and not have to get people to change paths in a file or anything like that. It just works. So if you've got axe throwers, they'll throw their axes. You'll have my word. Are they effective against armor? Yeah, they are, but only with their stones. I don't think they're effective with their sort of spear things. He's going ham on that guy. He's like, what are hobbits? Let's see how easily they bleed. He's blocking left and right. He's pushed out from the line, though. I mean, hobbits can bring you down with their small number. Look how eager they are to attack.
Much in our favor. Victory will be
I think
ours.
he might die. He's gone in too cocky. You need to draw back, friend. Oh, he's taken one to the chest. They're sweeping at his legs. His friends burst through, though. I've got you, Steve. Stay with me. Now they're both taking shots. Steve and Dan. Keep it together, men. You there. Support Steve and Dan. General will show you how it's done. Oh, no! Dan has gone down. Steve has heard. He's watching his friend of Dan. He's like, what? What are you doing? He smacked him in the head. Clears out the gut. Swipes him in the crack of the skull just as the reinforcements arrive and the rest of the hobbits bugger off. Look at him, yeah. Go on, off you go. Sod off, lads. Anywho, sorry, we've been paying attention over there, not watching what's happening elsewhere. I think we're winning. Surprised if we weren't. They don't have a general. Alright, speed this up and end this. 50% of them have died, 3% of us.
Only half the enemy force remains.
The trick here now is about capturing as many as we can before they all run away. I don't think we're going to get that many, to be honest. How many of you are there? 36, that's right, leave those. I only want the units that can run. You lot are slow, you might as well just pull out. Someone is still fighting. Oh, Hobbitry in arms. Yeah, they're doing a retreat again, aren't they? Unfortunately, we can't do much now, but wait. Just try to capture as many as you can. Fortunately, by being... Even though the Adûnâim don't get a speed modifier, the hobbits, of course, do. Hobbits are slower than humans. So, as long as we don't get utterly exhausted, we should be able to catch up with them fairly easily. Keep picking them off. I'm sorry, Hobbits, and I am going to execute all of you as soon as this battle is over, but I just can't have you rising up against your new overlords. The many must pay for the sins of the few. It's the only way to ensure there's no further rebellion. 44! Oh dear, Hobbits, I am so sorry. Those are unbelievably poor odds in your favour. The archers took 195 of you down. I'm sorry! Hobbit genocide or what? Christ. Hobbit genocide. I think I've just named the episode. That's a very cool armour style, isn't it? I like that one on the left. We can get into some hot water with the loading screens, actually, because we didn't create any of them. They were all taken from the internet by El Monstero. But of course, if people upload them to the internet, and we don't get any money for DaC, and they don't get any money for their images, but some people do get a bit kind of arsey if you put their images in your mod, and you don't properly ask. Which I can understand. They've slaved over the image to create it how they want it to look, and they've put work and time into it, and it's their image. But equally, if you're just putting it into a mod, the mod is then releasing. As long as I don't claim to have made that image myself, it's just a nice little addition to the mod. And also, it generates more people will see your image. And ultimately, surely, if you're an artist, unless you're an artist whose goal purely is money, surely the goal is just to be seen, and any forms of that are to be welcomed. I don't know. That's how I would see it, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Now, you've all just noticed what's just happened near Tharbad, I trust. Again, as I say, I've recorded this episode before, and it happened last time, but last time I didn't get far enough in to them to attack. But Imladris are coming for us, by all intents and purposes. Apparently, they've taken pity on the Dunlendings, and they're coming towards us. So we're going to pull back to Tharbad. Yes. And we're going to sit in Tharbad. And we're going to say, you want some? Although, we can get more upkeep if we... And we're only a turn away, so if we take... It depends if they attack there. Oh, they can't reach us in one turn. Perfect. So, send the 4 most expensive of you back to the fort. Keep that up. Captain Barbie. Hey, Barbie. I don't think you're going to do too much damage to us, Bobby. Right, so what we're going to do here is besiege the town of Sackville. I'm not going to assault it because if possible, Fred and Charlie can attack us and we can kill them all in one big go. And then of course we need to worry about taking Calatar back. We can't let them hold on to one of our provinces. But also, we do kind of need to put pressure on Dunland now. So we'll wait and see what happens with Imladris, where they're going to go, what they're going to do. And then we'll move to maybe attack Dunland. Fred and Charlie combined in one, and this episode will end with more Hobbit murdering. Charlie, oh, he's got some Greenway cavalry. Cool, cool, cool. And Captain Dell is just the remnants of that army and a few extras. But they're all going to die, we know by now. I know I shouldn't group my generals in one army, and it's a big way to make the game way easier. But at this stage, the Adûnâim campaign could go completely tits up at any moment. Imladris have just rocked up. We know that there's a Linden army waiting near Mithlond to just move over and wipe us out at any moment if Linden get their act together. We've gone to war with Dunland, which means soon enough we'll also be at war with Isengard. We're going to have real threats, so we're going to have to use some cheesy tactics, and that is exactly what I will do. Now, we've been attacked on the left. The other army is coming in on the right somewhere, so if we pull back sort of to just this hill-ish here. Biggest threat here is being flanked by the Greenway cavalry. Because they will flank, because they bloody love it. No, don't be a defensive mode. Baruthiel, go at the back. Right, you guys are going to be our Greenway cavalry anti-flank team. And Gimmelzor, you're going to be the this is how you kill people team.
The enemy have brought
Perfect.
up more
Speed
men.
it up. Let's deal with this pathetic little army first. Now, unless the Greenway cavalry goes left, actually. Oh, they're going to as well, aren't they? Bastards. Why can't you just do what I need you to do and die? Bree, this would be so much easier if you just lay down your weapons and accept my rule. And then I can build the barracks of true sons in your towns, which means you no longer be enslaved and instead will pay you to fight for us, as opposing to force you to fight for us for food and warmth. Can't you see that it's folly, men? Turn back! I don't want to kill the innocent Breelanders. I can't play as evil nations. I always play, whatever game I ever play, I always play as some variation of a paladin, protecting the weak and saving the world, because I like that style of gameplay the most. I don't like being evil. I don't like killing everything and massacring everyone. And unfortunately, killing Bree is such a difficult thing for me. Bree are my second favourite faction after Dol Amroth. I absolutely love how quiet and peaceful and sleepy this region of Middle-earth is, and by extension, Bree itself. And it pains me to bring such death and destruction to the peace-loving hobbits. And the Breelanders, of course. I mean, they're simple folk. But unfortunately, for us to be able to save the world, we're going to have to kill it first. The cavalry looks like it's going to go straight down the middle, which is interesting. The cavalry often does do that in this battle AI. When it knows that the flanking options are basically lost to it, it just gives up and just charges you. Although they've not used themselves too well. Right, all of you, merchant militia, get involved. You guys flank in there, trap that cavalry.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Javelin throwing, good. Merchant militia is taking shots. Shots! Serpent Elixir, turn and face Gimmeltor. Show these hobbits the real meaning of fear. In they come, gleaming white swords. Oh, one of them just died to an arrow to the head. Someone over there is defending his hobbit buddies. I've got you, Rorimac. Stand strong, my friend. Because, of course, they all sound like decrepit old people. In we go. Ah, the Greenway cavalry was slaughtered by even the warriors. I think this one is going to be over very quickly.
Very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
Although, of course, they've got reinforcements coming, haven't they?
Our men have slain the enemy general. Without him, his troops will lose.
Keep up the pressure. Yeah, there we go. Capture as many as we can.
Cowardly foe runs. It's time to press the attack.
Just form a line. Just stop. Everybody stop. Everybody stop doing what you're doing. Did I just see someone running over there? No. Gimblecat, are you even involved? Oh, yeah. Oh, stop making them go in a group. Oh, what is happening here? I don't know. It's wigging out. I can't draw them in a nice... Oh, it's because there's a unit of one. It hates having units of one man. There we are. Pro tip for you. If you can't drag your line out, get rid of the guy who's standing there on his own, cocking everything up. That unit of one. Go for it. I believe in you, friend. You fought valiantly, you fought well. Oh, you're the officer. You're not even the main army. I can't do that. I can't do that. I know it's only a game, but there's just some things. Get him back here. Get him to safety. Farmhand pikemen and... Oh, this is all hobbits again, isn't it? Oh, yeah. This is going to be so easy. And all of a sudden, where there was nobody, suddenly the hobbits are faced with an army of archers. Should come out of time 6 really, shouldn't it? Nice, Jay. Look at that. Look at that. Bloodthirsty. Oh, they've got upgraded armor. Go on, lads. Go on, he's yours. Get him! Get him! I don't think they will because they have exactly the same running speed. Can we do that? Does that give you a bit of boost to fatigue? Fan out, give him no quarter. That was awesome. Oh, they found out. Oh, we're getting close. Come on! I don't care about everywhere else. Just attack things, do stuff. You'll win soon enough. You guys go and chase those Banderbrass archers down. I'm more interested in what's happening over here. Are we gaining any speed on him there at all? They're only warmed up. He must be exhausted by now. But he is doing it, isn't he? He's getting away. You're meant to be one of our best units. You should have a movement speed mod. You're not one of our best units, sorry. One of our most aggressive units. No, you're not going to get him. Let him go. Oh, he changed direction. No, it's over, it's over, it's over. Alright, how are we doing over here, chasing down the enemy?
Victory will be ours.
Some Banderbrass archers over there you can go for. Gimmel's all taking down those. Oh, they've routed immediately. And then the last ones, let's get a route over here and end this.
Behold how our foe
419, they did a lot better than the last Hobbit genocide.
Let all who remember this day, remember it as the day of our most...
And the armsmen yet again taking top spot. Gildor Inglorian of the House of Finrod. 3 is company. Cut Gildor out of the film, didn't they? But then he doesn't have a massive part to play, I suppose. And he is kind of in the extended edition, actually, when Frodo and Sam are walking alone still and they see some elves in the forest singing and glowing. I think that's representative of Gildor.
Victory! The enemy are crushed.
Sackville is
These
ours.
lands are now yours.
Our army stands supreme. Now what we need to do is try and... Oh, bugger off, Bree. We need to try and hold Sackville. Because it's a real moneymaker. And we are in a position now where we could do with actually having a bit more money. Oh, Imladris didn't attack. Where are you off to, Imladris? Where are you off to? We'll find out soon enough. Khazad-dûm as well went to war with Enid Wyeth, but then they've moved through Dunland and headed off back towards Khazad-dûm itself. Oh, Lothiel's getting married. That's to me now. I'll be alright for the moment. Oh, we got money for taking Sackville.
Yes, orders. To glory and all, my lord. Raise our banner. Victory! The enemy are crushed. Orders.
Right, we want to head over to Mitchell Delving, really, so...
My lord.
Oh, Gimmelcad can make it in one go.
Your will, my lord. Orders.
I want you to take the bulk of the army with you, really.
My lord.
And then we'll leave only a few bits and pieces behind.
To glory and a victorious
Shut that down before they
day.
train anything else. And he'll be able to take on all of this stuff, because Gimmelcad is a beast. And that leaves you guys. If I can get a unit up here somehow. From somewhere else. You can train troops in a turn. Argond. You can't get anything, but that's alright.
My lord. Yes.
Let's move in a chain.
Make camp here by your command. As you wish.
They'll be a bit annoyed for this one turn where they don't have anyone in them, but I don't think we're going to get any civil
March to
revolts.
Exhaustion continuing later. Orders. We can
Move
go
off
no
to Sackville,
further
low tax
today.
rate there. Destroy that. A bit more money. What do we want to do with this money we've just gained? Karbalakan, are you training? Yes, you are. Perfect. You can only get 2. That's not a problem. Royal Tharbad, you're training. In one turn you're going to have an army, so we're not too fussed. We are making money, but I think we've got to pull these guys back. No! Why did you just do that?
By your command.
If you get attacked by Imladris, I will not be best pleased. Move back to that side of Tharbad. Are you got on low tax? No, there we are. That's why. Let's get Chuck a Dark Sanctuary in there. Try and get some... No, that's a silly idea. We want money. Let's go to somewhere that's safe and that can actually give us money. See, we could get Argons to give us actual troops. It's a good money. Yeah, I'm going to get those in while we've got the money. Oh, Barad Vin is a castle now. Ooh! Otherwise, though, I think I'm going to end the turn there on the suspense. Ooh! Captain Bobby thought better of taking Karbalakan. And once Karbalakan... I'd chuck those in as well. Once you've actually got an army, head over to Kalatar and take that back. And then we'll just see what Elrahir does. It's Elrahir as well, which makes things even worse, because the Noldering... God. Oh, God. If he attacks us, we will lose Starbad, no matter how many troops I put in this. It's just going to put that out there. All we can see at the minute is the Sword Quendi and Elrahir himself, but the Noldorin Guard are phenomenal. One of the best units in the game, and if we have to go up against them, I don't know that we'll win. I really could do with Angmar kicking up a stink as well. Let's cheat and just look at the world again. So Angmar are doing all right. They are besieging Fenris Druinin, but they don't have the troops for it. Glorfindale's coming for us now as well, the bastard. Oh, there's Khazad-dûm, heading off towards Austin and Thiel. So they didn't bother with Dunland, or Enedwaith, for that matter. Isengard, however, are pushing through. They've taken Karas, they've got Gund and Beregnas, and their armies are now moving into Alkford. We've really got to step it up against Dunland, or it's all over. We could really do with Gondor going to war with Isengard as well, putting pressure on there. This is why Imladris have chosen a really bad time to decide that they might not like us. Because we really need... Oh, and Linden are coming out. It's unfortunate that I've just seen that. Oh, but the army over there has stayed in Mithlond. That's alright. If we lose Cor Willishar, we lose Cor Willishar. We can come back and deal with that later. At the minute, Bree, if we can just shut Bree out, and there's no real threats left. We've beaten their army, basically. But they will get their last stand script, of course. However, in the north, the arrival of the dwarves have sent Angmar packing. And unless Angmar can do some damage over here, we're in real trouble. But also, the Misty Mountains are really powerful. The Anduin are soon to be completely defeated. And yet they're not attacking Imladris. They're focusing all on Caras Galadhon, unfortunately, which is a shame. But they've got Lim here. Caras Galadhon down, or Lothlorien are really up against it. Rune still haven't been overtaken, and Gondor are holding really nicely. As I say, Mordor taking Tirothoros have cut Harad and Cad basically out of the game. So they're just sat there. But if Gondor could attack Isengard, if there's a way I could get that to happen. I don't think Enedwaith will stand tall against the armies of Isengard much longer. Dunland, of course, we're just not in it. It's not looking good, is it? It's not looking good. Anyway, for now, that will be all. So thank you very much for watching. Do enjoy version 2, and don't tell me about there not being any videos. But until we speak again, Navarre den Pedimad Melonin, and farewell.